Hey everyone, Julian here with another anime review for Dota's Dragon Blood. And yes, we got a book 3, but it kinda came out of nowhere. I mean, I found out by email from Netflix that it was coming out in 2 days. So let's see what book 3 has to offer us. Okay, spoiler warning that a lot will be talked about in this review, since this might actually be our last review on the series. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get into it. That's right, I think that this might be the end for Dota's Dragon's Blood. Why do I say this? Well, in some places on the Netflix description for this book, it was hinted or worded in the description of the book as being the conclusion for the series. That's not so bad. I mean, with another book of 8 episodes, putting the total episode count for the series at 24 episodes, which is about the average for an anime series. This book picks up right where we left off, the fight with Terrorblade. But unfortunately, it doesn't last the entire book. Rather, it's really short. To sum up the book, it felt really fast. Like they were trying to run through the story and the production of it. Even so, let's deep dive the story, shall we? So we have to pick up where we left off in book 2, and we have to fight and kill Terrorblade. But before that, Fymryn must confront Mene, and to do so she takes her power for her own, becoming the goddess Mene. Once Terrorblade is defeated, Invoker's true plan awakens. We make the world in which his daughter lives. As we know, Filomena has passed away in this current world. Now in doing this, they brought back some of our beloved characters. Marci and Lina are back, though I would have liked some more time with the Winter Wyvern, because her chemistry with the other character was so great, but unfortunately we didn't even get to see that. We didn't even get Crystal, Mene, and Lina time either, which I thought was a huge loss. I would have loved to see these two sisters reunite and even fight side by side. But let's continue on with the story. Mirana, however, remembers the old world and has to set things right because the current world is about to be destroyed. The Invoker clearly is not perfect and keeps recreating the world after it gets destroyed, which she just continuously remakes and repeats. To add insult to injury though, Filomena is still never fully cured in all of these worlds and still eventually dies of the mysterious illness. Well, Mirana finally bests the Invoker and recreates her world, parting with those that she has loved because they have passed, leaving the series feeling a bit bittersweet. I will say this though, I have loved seeing how this series unfolded. While I still believe book 2 is the strongest entry in this series, the whole series as a whole was amazing. I once again don't know my Dota 2 lore, but I know the characters and I loved seeing them in a new light, seeing them come to life on screen. Now, as for this conclusion, I can live with it. I don't agree with it since I was kind of hoping for a happy ending. And let's talk about that in our romance corner. Shuffling on down to romance corner. So let's talk about the only real romance continuing on in book 3, which is Davion and Mirana. It is clear that they do have feelings and they do love one another. But unfortunately, even with Mirana becoming Empress and Davion being the Ember Soul, it just doesn't seem like they're meant to be together. I mean, unfortunately, Davion does end up dying in the final battle with Terrorblade, which during the world recreation, he does come back, but unfortunately in the beginning, he wasn't one to remember their past relationship, so Mirana was clinging to an old version of Davion that she still truly loved, and she always continuously needs his support. However, Davion does regain his memories and does still fall in love with Mirana. But once again, he does sacrifice himself, being the Ember's soul, to recreate the world one last time. And Mirana has to sadly part with him, not only him, but Lina and Marci as well, leaving her a bit devastated in the end, leaving her to walk the path alone. I mean, yes, she still has Luna, but I mean, even Mene isn't quite in her corner in the sense that they're not truly great friends. So I would count her as kind of being more alone. So it was kind of sad to see that even though Davion and Mirana did truly love each other, their romance can't go anywhere because the series ended up killing off Davion, which, again, still don't very much agree with, but for the sake of the story, I can live with. So let's get into the 3 reasons why you should be watching this anime, and I'm gonna actually repeat my main 3 reasons because they still hold. Number 1, it is action-packed. We got to see some really crazy, amazing fights in this series. I mean, the battle with Terrorblade was truly amazing to watch. I mean, it was so cool to see them fight. As well, we got to see some mini skirmishes here and there, and it was nice to see some old characters come back, such as Lina and Marci, and see them kick ass as well. And I mean, seeing Kaden take down a dragon being only human is always cool too. Number 2, it is thrilling. You're always left on the edge of your seat going, what the heck is going to happen next? What can we do? I mean, adding Filomena now to this, she's also much like our father, but a bit more adventurous and loves to go out there, so she makes it just a bit more entertaining. And of course, number 3 is it is still mysterious. We were always left on the edge, left in the dark as to what was going on. I mean, with that ending, it seemed like the Invoker's plan had truly been carried out because I think a certain young lady actually ends up living. But I will save that for an anime theory maybe. Anyway, this series is truly mysterious and it will leave you wondering and on the edge of your seat the entire time, which I think makes it a great watch. With this 3rd book, I think about wraps it up for the series. But I do have one last anime theory for the series, so please have a look at that video in this video's description. Now that's all for this video. I hope you guys take care, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. See ya! You know, with this ending, I feel like the characters have a tough life ahead of them since the surviving characters each have lost loved ones, and that will make their lives truly very lonely, unfortunately. So I hope they all do well and look to the future.